Good afternoon, everyone. Call to order our city council meeting scheduled for May 22nd. Roll call. Ms. Maria.
Mayor Kiyamaka,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Carolyn Humphrey,
Present.
Councilmember Faye Jackson,
Present.
Councilmember David Jones,
Present.
Councilmember Angelica Landry,
Present.
and Councilmember Mark Rodriguez.
Present.
Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll have our invocation by Councilman Rodriguez, and after he concludes, we have our pledge of allegiance by Councilwoman Landry. May you please stand?
Please pray in your manner as I pray in mine. Lord, we thank you for letting us all arrive here safely today. Please watch over the many people who are traveling in our local roads as they head to the various graduation events going on. We also ask that you watch over those who had to stay home for various reasons. Finally, I ask that you grant us your wisdom as we make the best decisions possible for our community. And all this we pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for the prayer. Thank you for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll have our item number 1, Mayor Pro Tem Humphries.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that the agenda for the regular city council meeting of May 22nd, 2025 be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Are there discussion items? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, is passed. We go to our next item, City Manager Report, sir.
Thank you, Mayor McCaw, members of the council. Your next regularly scheduled work session is scheduled for Tuesday, June 10th, 3 p.m. here in the council chambers. And of course, your next regular meeting will fall on the 12th, Thursday, and that'll be at 5 p.m. also here in the council chambers. And then a reminder that the 16th and 17th have been reserved for your formal annual budget work sessions. So the 16th is Monday, and that will be at 3 p.m. here in the chambers. And the 17th, if needed, will also be at 3 p.m. here in the council chambers. Just a few projects tonight. The shared use pass on our path on State Route 92 from Avenida Cochise to Foothills, which is funded through an FTA grant. That pre-bid meeting was held a couple days ago, and bids opened for that on June 6th. The Len Roberts Park pathway repairs and replacement had 2 contractors in attendance for a site visit, and those proposals are due on May 28th. Annual street maintenance is in progress. A lot of work going on out in the streets, and that should be completed by June 30th. Garden Avenue streetscape project has started, so there'll be a lot of work there, and they'll be out there till December of this year. So, but that street, the look of that will change quite a bit over the next few months. And then the Martin Luther King Jr. reconstruction from Avenida Escuela to State Route 90 is in progress, and the expected completion date is mid-August for that. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you, Mayor McCaw.
Thank you, sir. Any questions?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I think I misheard you. Did you say North Garden they're due to be out there till December?
That's correct.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, that'll be a while.
Okay. Well, I'm glad they're there.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Any other items, discussion items? All right, we'll move on. Item number 2. Councilwoman Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that the consent agenda consisting of the minutes of the special meeting of May 6, 2025, and the work session of May 6, 2025, and the regular city council meeting of May 8, 2025 be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Any discussion items? Call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. We'll proceed to our public hearing. Item number 3, Councilman Jones.
Mr. Mayor, I move that Resolution 2025-038, a limited liability type of ownership for a new Series 12 liquor license for Jimmy Valenzuela, on behalf of Hanger Talk LLC, doing business as Piccola Casa Italiana and PCI Pasta, located at 2200 El Mercado Loop, number 1128, Cerro Vista, Arizona, be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Staff report, Ms. Marsh.
This is an application for a new Series 12 liquor license, which is a restaurant liquor license. And this is for Jimmy Valenzuela on behalf of Piccola Casa Italiana, located in the mall at the food court. The notice of the public hearing was posted on the facility, and it was posted for the required 20 days. No comments have been received per con to date, and the applicant's background was conducted by the police department, and they have no objection to this license moving forward. If approved tonight, it'll be forwarded to the state for final action.
Excellent. Any discussion items? Yes, sir.
Just wanted to make a comment that it's good to see the mall courtyard full again. That was the last kind of empty spot for right now. So hopefully they're moving in a good direction to keep it full. Hoping it stays that way because it's good to see every spot in the food court full again. So hopefully things are going better.
Yes, sir. Any other? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it's passed. Item number 4, Councilman Rodriguez.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution 2025-039, establishing a 15% sewer rate increase, a 2.25 times sewer connection fee increase, and a 10% residential refuse rate increase effective July 1st, 2025, an additional 50% sewer rate increase, and 10% residential refuse rate increase effective July 1st, 2026 be approved.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Staff report, Mr. Phillips, good afternoon, sir.
Mayor, members of council, it sounded like Councilman Rodriguez said 50% rate increase. That's 15 for the, just to be clear.
We'd have more people here if that was the case.
Yeah, bring a lot of people. The sewer and enterprise funds of the city are run as businesses. The fees to operate the fund are generated by the fees we charge the customer. There are no sales tax dollars, any state shared revenues, or anything transferred to the funds or used in the funds. The way we have them set up, they're run as a full accrual accounting like a business. These are actually run like a business, except we don't use predatory and monopolistic pricing. Over the last years, the sewer fund and the refuse fund have had issues going on where the costs have increased noticeably, as the presentation is given to you in March. Some of the costs for the refuse truck repairs and in general repairs, as well as anybody who's taken their vehicle in knows, vehicle costs and maintenance costs have gone up drastically. In addition, we've had in the sewer fund, we have the plant is aging, it is reaching closer to capacity, and we had one of the liners tear. The liners out there have a 10 to 15 year lifespan. We're in year 12, and it was over $500,000 to repair that liner. That is an O&M expense to that fund. Also, so people understand, it is not just the plant that is our sewer system. Our sewer system includes all the interceptors to get from your house, the line that runs in front of your house, to the plant to treat the effluent. So items like the Taco Bell sewer that was just done on Fry Boulevard for over $300,000. That's a repair that is done as is part of the system and has to be covered by the fees of the system. We are getting to the point where we're going to need to expand the plant. This will tie kind of all three resolutions, this and the next two, together. So as part of this, we're increasing the connection fees to help cover the plant expansion that will need to go on over the next few years. In addition, we're doing the development fees. We looked at the fact of with the low housing growth rate that we have, the low residential construction growth rate we have, we're really not getting a lot of development impact fees in to cover the costs. So it's felt as best to remove those, zero those out, and increase the connection fees because, let's face it, we need a sewer plant that is operating at capacity for the future growth. Without the plant at a capacity, we can't issue building permits by the state law. So increasing the sewer plant and keeping that running is critical to the growth and the future prospects of the city. So we're recommending that we stop the development fees on June 30th. We increase the sewer connection fee, which will help cover some of the costs of increasing the capacity at the plant. The 2-year rate increase is so that we don't hit residents high at once. With the suspension of the development impact fees and the increase of the sewer connection fee, residential builders will see about $198 savings overall in the fees to the city for the 5 fees combined. Sewer connection fees are outside the development impact fee rules and regulations. We did
post the notice on the website. The financials have been on the website for the notice of the increase to the sewer fund. That's only required for the sewer fund. We've received no official comments one way or another in regards to the rate increases. And then finally, as we're going to suspend the development fees, we're going to zero the funds out. The police and fire funds are currently cash negative due to the construction of Fire Station 3 and the police station expansion. So they'll transfer money from Capital Improvements Fund on June 30th, whatever the negative balance is, to zero those out. We have money in the infrastructure development fee, which will get transferred to the HERF fund, which will be used to help cover the cost of the extension of BST towards the school that's out there. And then about $300,000 will be transferred into the Capital Improvements Fund, where we do have money budgeted next year for the construction of Roadrunner Park, and it will be used towards the construction of Roadrunner Park. It's a lot, I know, and it's split into 3 resolutions to make it easy, as they all kind of don't fit into one, but that's the explanation for all 3 of them combined. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions, comments?
I do.
Sir?
What were the development fees used for? Building roads, putting in streetlights, that kind of thing?
Depends on what they were. The park development fee is for regional parks. It can be used to construct regional parks. The infrastructure development fee has specific road lane. It can be done as a major arterial, is what it can be used on. The police and the fire can be used on the buildings, but those were used when we actually built Fire Station 3. And bonds were issued against it. And as the fund went negative, it had to borrow cash from other funds to pay it back. So the negative balance in those funds, those 2 funds are related to the expansion that was done years back and the actual construction of Fire Station 3. The state, that's part of the issue too, is the state very much limits the amount what we can actually spend those on. And the first for the expansion of the roadway, usually the latest estimate is about $2 million for a mile of road, and we estimate we're going to get less than $600,000 over the next 10 years combined, and that's why it's like, because you have to do a new study, you have to have audits of you. There's a lot of steps you have to go through with these development impact fees that just with our small growth rate, our small projected growth rate of about 1.5%, it really doesn't make it worthwhile for us to do these. And as I said, the sewer plant is a much more important factor of what we're really going to do, because in the next 10 years, we're probably not going to need a 5th fire station or a new police station, whereas we will need the sewer plant. That is getting to be a critical point.
Okay, thank you.
Any other items? Discussion items? Thank you, sir. So we'll vote on item number 3. All 3 items. Item number 3 first. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes, Mayor.
Say again. Say again.
4. We're on 4.
Oh, we're on 4. Oh, yes, we're on 4. I'm sorry. 4, 5, and 6.
Well, you went over.
But we do.
What?
He went over 4, 5, and 6.
Are we, I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
Can I ask, are we allowed to vote on all 3 as one? Okay.
Yeah.
You vote on them individually.
Individually?
Yes.
But he did all 3.
Correct.
Yeah. He gave you the presentations for all 3, but you have to vote
we'll
on
just
each
vote on-
item separately.
Yeah,
We'll just
we'll
vote
just ask for
Saturday.
comments.
Roger
and then, okay.
So I'll call the vote on item number 4. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Now we go to item number 5. Councilwoman Landry, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that resolution at 2025-040, imposing an indefinite suspension on the collection of development fees as specified in Chapter 154 of the City Code of Ordinances, beginning July 1st, 2025, and to be brought back only by City Council's action, be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Are there any discussion items? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. And item number 6, Mayor Pro Tem Humphrey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that resolution 2025-0410, transfer of funds from the Capital Improvements Fund to the Police and Fire Development Fee Funds, the Park Development Fee Fund to the Capital Improvements Fund, and the Infrastructure Development Fee Fund to the Highway User Revenue Fund be approved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Any discussion items? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, it is passed. Thank you, Mr. Felix. Appreciate it. And tonight we have one call to the public. It is Miss Karen Flynn. Miss Karen Flynn. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good to see you. You have 5 minutes. You'll see the green light illuminated. When it's red, your time has expired.
Ready? Yes, I am. Mr. Mayor, council members, I'm Karen Flynn, and I'm the author of the spreadsheet that I provided a couple of weeks ago showing how low the usage of the golf course was at 8 p.m. over 15 days in mid-April. At that time, there were an average of 6 patrons using the range at 8 o'clock during the week and an average of 9 when weekend usage was included. I've continued to track usage, not every day because honestly it gets a bit old to keep walking over there, but on 12 random days between April 26th and last night, which is about half the days over that period, what I found is that usage has gone down to an average of 4 people hitting balls at 8 o'clock. The range remains open for those few people until they trickle out by 9 o'clock and lights stay on until 9:30. It's wonderful for golfers to have a driving range for this with this ball tracking technology. What's not so wonderful is for residents who live around the range to have to put up with these new lights, especially knowing that it's for the benefit of an average of 4 people, some of whom who are just hitting balls and not paying for the advantage of the very expensive in-range system that the city has paid for. This contrasts with the 93 residents who submitted a petition in February asking for lights to be out at 8 p.m. due to the problem with lights and noise that would soon be in our backyards. All of the residents who signed the petition live on streets surrounding the golf course. 2 of those 93 people have since left due to the noise concerns that they have. 2 weeks ago, I mentioned a couple of differences between the Dobson Ranch golf course that Paradigm manages and Sierra Vista's course. One difference is that there's a whole lot of competition for those golfers in Phoenix. Another is that it's so hot there that it's frequently necessary to hit balls after dark. Neither of those things are an issue here. A third difference for you to consider is that the residences surrounding the Dobson Ranch range are set back farther and are quite different in nature than Sierra Vista's. On one side of the Dobson Range, equivalent to where Mission Shadows and Pebble Beach are here, that side consists mostly of squinched-together rental condo units, a couple of strip malls, and an Albertsons. The closest single-family homes on that side are about 365 yards from it, whereas the closest homes on Pebble Beach are half that distance from the range. On the other side of Dobson Ranch, where Brewer and Lopez Link are here, there are closely set rental apartment buildings, rental condo units, and a private condo neighborhood not built for expansive views of the range. The closest building to the range in these mostly rental neighborhoods is about 350 yards away. Lopez Link, the closest condo, is 67 yards away from the range here. Finally, in Dobson Ranch, there are about 8 houses in a development called Legante Paseo that are directly facing the range, like I'm looking at here with you. The closest houses there are 750 yards from the range. In contrast, our house and others that are directly in front of the range are only 450 yards away. To imagine the difference, essentially we would have to get almost to the parking area at the south end of the mall, where Sears used to be, to get as far from the driving range lights as these Dobson Ranch houses are. I understand that Paradigm's purpose here is to make a profit. The city is providing lots of funding for changes to an already nice golf course that will help them do so. But I also hope that you will help them to be a good neighbor. Every minute of every day, we see the range lights when they're on. Other residents hear the noise. Despite this, more lights are going to be added, and as Joe Dahlstrom, the Paradigm CEO, said to me in an email yesterday, the light ordinance is to have the lights out by 10 p.m., and we'll do everything we can to stay within that ordinance. He is keeping his eye on 10 p.m. and profits in his pockets, not on being a good neighbor. In my mind, I cannot compute how 9 people or 6 or now 4 people on average hitting balls at 8 p.m. in an area that is so significantly different from Dobson Ranch that those few patrons have more consideration from city ordinances than the residents who live around the range, many of them for decades. The golf course also, as a city park, is very different from Sierra Vista's other parks. The business agreement and the ordinances relating to operations at this park should be amended to take this into account, including having all lights out at 8 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. There is no other call to the public, so we'll close call to the public. And now we have comments and requests from the council, starting off with Councilman Rodriguez, sir.
Thank you, sir. I just want to give a big congrats to all the graduates and those promoting to the next level, whatever level that is. Some of them are former youth commission and council members, so I'm really proud of them to see them graduating. And I obviously have some good family friends graduating today as well. I want them to have a safe night and a good summer, and I'll see them at Project Graduation Buena tonight. Looking forward as well to the Spirit Beer and Wine Festival this weekend. Just lined up with the Summit Challenge. So I'll be looking for people walking around with those new medals. Kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to that day. And then finally, Memorial Day is Monday, 26th. So remember, it's a day to remember our fallen. So just do that in whatever way works for you. I'll do the way that works for me. So just remember them on Monday. It's not just a free day off. They paid for that day off for you. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Landry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yesterday morning was the police department's awards banquet held at Cochise College. It was really great to be there. The speaker was excellent, so I was really glad that I was able to listen to that. And I just wanted to congratulate all of the nominees and all of the winners there. Sierra Vista is it's a better place because of the men and women who serve our community. And I loved to see people cheer for each other, their friends and family, and the camaraderie there. That was really great. So thank you to all of them who selflessly serve to keep us safe. I appreciate them. I also wanted to mention this weekend, there's lots going on in the county. The Bisbee's, City Hall and all kinds of other things going on, graduation stuff going on too. So if you think that there's nothing to do in Sierra Vista, then I would maybe ask some people about what all's going on and try to hit as many of them as you can. As Councilmember Rodriguez said, there's the Summit Challenge going on this weekend, Saturday. I just wanted to thank all of the people who work really hard to make it possible. There's people out there that are marking the trails. There's people that have to go on every single peak so they can give you your stickers and your stamps. They have to, I think some of them are up there like 3 o'clock in the morning or something. So they might not want to, but they have to do some of the challenge themselves. And I really appreciate this event, especially because of all of the organizations that come together to make sure that all the participants are safe. They're tracking the bib numbers. They're making sure that everybody, hits their certain spots that they need to hit there. And then at the end, they're going and checking to make sure that everybody gets home safe. They always have really great, at the end, like really great snacks and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. And a lot of the staff and people, the buses, the people that are doing the 3 peaks, they have to get their bus at 4:20 in the morning. So that there's people that are out there way earlier than that to make sure that people are getting there. And then at the park, there's lots of wine and beer, crafts and things like that, and music there. So I just wanted to give a special shout out to the people that work really hard to make that possible, to give us opportunities to have fun in our community. So special thanks to them, and the medals too. If you guys didn't know about the medals, you got to check them out, because the Summit Challenge and then the Hummingbird Challenge, the 2 medals, if you do both of them, they connect together. So I mean, right there, that's a really good reason to do it there too. But yeah, thank you so much. And as Councilman Benning would say, be blessed and or blessed be.
Excellent. That's a good one. All right. Councilman Jones, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At the work session, I forgot to thank the Parks and Recreation Department for the work that's being done on repairs to existing parks. The mayor and the council have received at least 2 recent letters on parks. One was requesting that repairs to parks take priority over building new parks, and the other was requesting a splash pad at Roadrunner Park. The current executive report describes repairs at Soldier Creek Park and a splash pad at Lynn Roberts Park. I hope the authors of those two letters are listening so they know that Parks and Recreation Department is working on the request. And I just heard that we're repairing the walking path at Lynn Roberts as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Jackson.
Hi, everyone. All right, so I know we have a lot of construction going on right now, but please keep in mind that we have to support the businesses actually located by those constructions. For instance, Native Wild Wings, I believe it is, and also the car wash is really getting hit really hard because of construction. The way you enter is actually behind Lowe's. You can enter the back way to go to Native Wings and also to the car wash area. So please continue to support those businesses. Since we've actually broke ground and doing the construction, as for the car wash, they went from $1,900 a day to $1,400 a day. Native Wings, I actually have really cut 50% on sales. So please continue to support them while we are doing that. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, ma'am. Mayor Pro Tem.
I have nothing. Yeah.
What you say?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. All right. Threw me off there. Well, congratulations to the Buena High School for graduations. Also, Marine, Lehman, and Tombstone.
Combination schools.
Yeah,
on post.
combination.
Yep.
Yeah, combination schools on post. So it's going to be a busy night, Chief. We'll see you out there, I guess. With that, we are adjourned.